everyone, it's Nancy here, back with another process video, and I've actually broken into my February Scraptastic Kit because I wanted to scrap some photos from my trip away that I had with my boyfriend for Valentine's Day, and this collection was very Valentine's themed. So I've just picked one of the pieces of paper that came in the kit as my background paper, and it's this lovely teal colour. And I am then going to be scrapping a black and white photo, and it's an Instagram photo, well, not an Instagram photo, it's one that's been square, like an Instagram photo. I tend to take most of my photos square now, because on the new iPhone update you can just take square pictures. So that's what I tend to use for taking them. Here I am going through the transparency set that came in the collection. And I'm just looking at what of those I want to use. I pull out all the transparency hearts, and I also pull out this transparency which does have little sort of bit of heart sort of bokeh on it. You can't really see it very well on the photo, but it does add a nice little texture. So I've just taken a piece of this heart paper, and I'm going to eventually mount my photo on that. I'm also going to use this vellum as well, and I'm working on putting my cluster in this bottom corner. I decided that the photo needs a little bit of colour around it, so I'm just going to make a very small frame around there. And I am going to add my transparency on, and I'm just going to staple that in two places with my tiny attacher. So that's all off camera. And as I said, it's very kind of like subtle, the effect, but I really kind of quite like that. So I'm now just going to add some misting on. So I'm using my Route 66 to start with. Then I'm using the Seafoam, which again I really like that ink, mist. And then I'm going to be using some of my Do Crafts white, which is a nightmare, and you have to shake it like crazy, and then it takes forever to dry, but I really like the effect of it. So I'm just going to be using my heat gun here and blasting that dry. Again, I could cut this out, but I think, I can waffle enough over it that people aren't too annoyed. So I start by just kind of placing these hearts on, thinking I want those kind of sort of coming out from the photo. I really do like this, and I kind of leave it like this for quite a while, but it doesn't end up actually looking like this. I do change my mind. And this was a pretty quick layout. It took me about 40 minutes, and it is really quite simple compared to some of my more layered layouts. So I'm going through all the different pieces that came in this kit. So I really like that cut file which says the two of us, and I'm now going through the beloved die cuts pack that came with it. And again, this is all from the Scraptastic Kit. Don't think I use anything other than the mist. Oh, and my new American Crafts DIY blackboard bits. So I really like the muted grey label and that XOXO. And I did just pull out the hearts as well. Again, because I am thinking of doing that kind of heart, kind of like clustering bit. Well, not cluster, sort of diagonal piece. So just stuck that two of us down, and I'm now clustering, sticking my layers together. And I'm just using my ATG here, and I'm just using my wet glue just to stick these hearts down. And I'm just sticking those down because I know that they're going to fit under the paper. I've just used my ATG there to stick that down. I've just again, I kind of commit to sort of this corner to doing that. I did use my ATG on that, and to be honest, it does show for a little, but it doesn't bother me too much. So I'm just taking out these blackboard effect labels, and this one says Love Story. I'm just wanting to tuck that behind the photo, and I'm looking at layering that with that other tag there. I'm just wanting to tuck them under the corner of that photo. As I say, the photo is just us making our gormless photo faces. And I don't care that that's going to cover up my face a little bit. There's enough layouts with my face on, I don't think we're going to miss it. So again, I'm just pulling out some other labels off this sheet to see if I can get those to work. Unfortunately, I just was left that little bit of trapped space down there, so I didn't get that one to work. I look at adding some in on the layering pieces here, and then I pull this heart one out, which I do end up managing to get to work on this layout. At this point, I'm still working on those hearts kind of cascading up to that corner, but you know, I don't end up having it like that anyway. I bring everything a lot tighter. So I really like with where I placed that heart now. And I'm just going through my other bits and pieces, going through those die cuts again, seeing what I can add. And I pull out this bit, which I suppose is supposed to be like a lace kind of trim. I don't know, the pink's kind of like the right kind of colour, it matches everything else, so I do just end up sticking that down as that bottom corner. And then I'm just using my pop dots to add that XOXO on. I'm now going through looking at the flare that came in this kit and seeing which of those I want to add. And this is where I decide I want to bring this cluster back into near the photo. And I say normally I would, if I do this cluster, I'd have something then up in the top corner, but I don't go with that at all on this one, and but I'm really happy with how it looks. I'm just using my wet glue to stick that one down. I'm really not that bothered about the glue showing through. So just working at fiddling around here with those different layouts. Again, I apologise if you can hear the background noise. I do have my window open. So just working here at how I can get this to work. I decide that I want to look at the other flare badge because that's pink, so it's going to pick up the pink from that top cluster as well. And then I'm going to use one of these Ormolu cutter parts. It has got those dreaded flags on though, which I can never use. They're too skinny and pointy for me. But I'm really happy that I got to use one of them at least, and it's just added a little bit over to that cluster. And again, I'm just sticking those transparencies down on top of each other. I really like that layered look. And then this tiny little heart I'm sticking there above that blackboard sticker. I decide that I want to move this. And that wet glue is quite good, you know, it does give you a bit of time to move and play about with them. So I'm just sticking that XOXO down, which becomes my title. And then using my dimensionals to stick my flare down. I do find those Stampin' Up dimensionals are just the right size, depth to stick those flare down. And now pulling out some other bits from the collection, well, the kit that came, and I look at these wood veneers and seeing if I can get those to work, but I feel the colours don't quite work how I want them. I'm looking at the cut apart sheet, and then I'm looking at some more bits from this die cut collection because I feel I need to bring something up to that top bit, so I'm just prising up that sticker there. And again, I decided I wanted to bring some black up there, but I knew that I didn't have any stickers that would kind of work, so I pulled this die cut out from the Beloved collection. I'm just trying to get some of the glue and bits off there. And that says 14, so I think that works quite well. Just trying to peel up those layers so I can tuck that down there. And eventually I'm happy with where it's going to go. So I'm happy with that. And then I decided to bring another flare up into that top corner. And now committing to sticking those down. And I really like the pink and the turquoise. Again, I like that this collection was very Valentine's themed. Some of these die cuts are just kind of love themed and can be used on a variety of pages. So I wanted to really kind of use this collection to scrap that kind of weekend away that we had. Yes, they will all still go in the same part of the album, which will get a little bit samey, I suppose. But I just think they're going to work really well together. So I just pulled out another one of those hearts. I think I've used all the hearts up that came with that now. And then my last thing that I'm going to do is look at adding some enamel dots. I pull out my very big pink glittery ones. And again, I'm going to do what I've been doing a lot recently, which is clustering those together. So I just want to find the right colour. So I'm using some Neon by Freckled Fawn, and then the other are two by Do Crafts, which you've seen me have in hauls. So I really like just clustering those together. I think they work really well. And then that's that for this layout. I hope you enjoyed it. I say it's a little bit of a simpler layout and a bit of a quick one. And I will put some still photos coming up. So thank you very much for watching. And I will be back with some more process videos later this week. Cheers, bye!